Hey, you want to buy an overpriced lake home? Let's talk about 6 tips to help you succeed. Let's roll. Hey there, my name is Philip Randolph, and on this channel I create content all about living here at Lake Oconee. If you've been following the real estate market for the last few years, or maybe you watched my last video called Market Shift, you find it right up there. Many of the homes on the market here at the lake have been sitting for a while now. This morning when I checked our local MLS, we had 272 active listings. The average days on market is at 90. The market has already announced that many of these homes are overpriced. They could still be a desirable home to somebody. Let's exclude the ones that are not going to come to a practical price, but they're still thinking, "Show me the money!" And if they can't get a certain number, they just won't sell, and that's fine. Let's take those out of the equation, but say you still want to buy one of these homes that fit in that overpriced category. Okay, here's 6 tips or even strategies that can be effective in helping you purchase an overpriced lake home. Number 1, you gotta pack a big overnight bag of patience when purchasing a home in this market that could be considered overpriced. Most of these purchases are discretionary income type of a purchase. For some of you, you don't have to buy it, but it's something you've dreamed about. So take your time and make sure it's the right fit for you and your family's goal. Don't get caught up emotionally on the first house you look at. For a long time, this market and area were considered second homes or retirement homes for many. That has changed as more full-time owners with families are moving here to escape the bigger cities for a different way of life. Number 2, you've got to keep your options open. Be careful not to get easily attached to a specific home or property. If you have a wish list of what you like and want, and what you don't like and don't want, I think this will help keep your options open and stay focused during this process, because it may not work out with certain homes. That doesn't mean you have to settle, as other homes will come on the market during this search and you can adjust. This is why I recommend you have a priority list of your must-haves in that dream lake home. Stay focused on the goal and keep from getting sidetracked by shiny objects. Maybe, just maybe, adopt what I call the 80-10-10 rule. Find a home that meets about 80% of what you want in a lake home. 10% of it you can make changes through some light renovations. The last 10% you can just kind of live with. Another thing I tell lake home clients to think about, and this may not work for everyone, but if you find a lake home or a home site with that perfect lake view, you're standing there on the property or on the dock thinking, this is it. We can't change that view or move that view to a different location on the lake. However, everything behind you can be changed or updated if your budget is capable of a possible bigger renovation. Number 3, listening and asking. Your agent will listen carefully to Your agent will listen carefully to what the listing agent and possible other agents are saying about the property or even the sellers. I'll ask questions about the motivation for the move, reason for selling the house. Has there been a life change, such as a divorce, death in the family, or a job relocation? Any information like this can be a valuable key in structuring your offer and how you can make your offer stand out from others beyond just a price. I had a client where a conversation with a listing agent gave me information that we adopted in our offer. Later we learned that was a factor in standing out in a multiple offer deal. You'll hear more about this in tip number 4. Now in the current market, we're not seeing the multiple offers we once did, but key information can still play a role in getting your offer accepted, even in the type of market we're currently experiencing today. Number 4, flexibility. In the height of the crazy market, and even now that the market has shifted, flexibility can be an attractive characteristic of your offer on that lake home. What I mean by that is the example I mentioned in tip number 3. We talked about listening to what the seller needs or wants. Maybe they need some extra time to get moved out after closing. That client I had in the multiple offer situation, the sellers were interested in getting the house sold and closed, but needed a few extra weeks to get moved out, but also had a big family event on the calendar that they wanted to stay for before moving out of state. Clients had flexibility with their time and their rental to accommodate the sellers. I learned later on that there were higher offers, but my client's willingness to be flexible on taking possession of the house won the bid. Flexibility in various ways can be a factor in getting your offer accepted. Number 5, show me the numbers. Some sellers still reaching for the stars and overpricing their homes to sell A great agent can pull in numbers by what we call a CMA, which is a comparative market analysis, and will present it to the sellers to support your offer on the overpriced lake home. I've even heard of agents offering additional non-bias and independently prepared CMAs. They were not identical, they were pretty close in the same number that verified the house in question was overpriced. Will this help change the minds of the seller? Possibly, but then there's the chance the seller may not agree with you and still feel their property warrants the inflated price. This could either set the stage for further negotiations, or you're wasting time and move on to the next home. Number 6, walkout. Just like you may have learned when buying a car, there has to be a number where you get up and walk out of the deal. If you show your emotion cards too soon that you have to have this house, you could lose your leverage in the negotiations. You need to have your best and final number in mind that you feel most comfortable in paying for that home. We're not going to throw ultimatums at the seller. We're simply stating that this is the top dollar we're willing to pay for the home. If it doesn't work out, we wish them the best and we'll move on to other homes. Depending on the seller's situation and the market, who knows, your agent may get a call back in a few days or weeks or a month. You haven't had any other offers to entertain and reopen negotiations. If not, maybe you've already moved on to a different home that fits your family and your budget. Do these tips work on all overpriced homes and every seller? Of course not. Every home and seller is different. The main thing is to be patient and let's find that dream home that works best for you and your family. If you're considering a move to the Lake Oconee area and you have questions, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. Make sure you reach out to me. You can find all my contact information down below in the description. And I'll see you guys on the next video.